welcome everybody to another episode of In One Ear Local Music News with Casey, Warner, and Kendal Hahn. And I'll tell you what, y'all, this is a big night tonight. This is probably my most favorite interview I've had to do yet. My bros here, the Cobra brothers, J.D. Monner and Josh Hines, are in my presence tonight, in everyone's presence. How are y'all doing, fellas?
Great.
Yeah, I'm doing excellent.
That's a hell of
thank y'all for being
Yeah,
here.
Right
always got to cue it up real right for all these wonderful musicians in town we got here. And we got Dos Cobros, J.D. Monner, Josh Hines in here. The power punk duo, as I like to call them. Written reviews about them before in the WKU Herald. You name it. Love these guys. Great punk rock band. And first of all, let's kind of just, get to know this band a little bit, Kendal, and what they're about.
Yeah, let's get started, guys. So I would like to know about your history with Dos Cobros. How did you guys get started? When was it? Whose idea was it? I know that you're kind of involved in a lot of bands, a lot of projects. So this one in particular, how did it come about?
You want to take that one?
Good.
I'm gonna let you take it.
All right.
I remember. So JD and I have played together before in Bad Dudes. It was a Chili Peppers cover band, and I remember in the fall of 2016, Technology versus Horse had split up earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And we hadn't announced it yet. So I was kind of wanting to keep playing drums. They did a Hungry Years reunion show, and I approached him just like, hey, if you guys want to keep going, I'll play drums. I'll be your 10th drummer or whatever. And then he hit me up a little while later, just like, I'd rather do something new. So he came up, and we talked about adding a keyboardist at first. Or just something to make it not traditional, instead of adding a bassist or whatever. But we almost, we talked about adding a bassist as well. And we did a few. This would have been early 2017. And I think it took us a while to figure each other out. I mean, as long as we've known each other, it was still very different backgrounds with everything. So I've told him before. I remember driving down to Nashville, because we were trading off every other week, for the... Just because it's a hassle living an hour away.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And I'll be driving down there summer 20metween, do I even like this? What am I doing? Why am I going down here? I love JD, but it's what are we doing? And because there were a few songs in the beginning that we certainly don't play anymore. But for me, that's how I remember it happening.
No, that's good because I'm terrible with dates. So I'm learning. I'm oh yeah, that's right.
But I mean,
that's right. That's right.
I mean, what was it? We jammed, I think, in January or February of 17, but we didn't play
cold and wet.
Yeah, we didn't play a show, I think, until October.
Yeah.
So it's quite a while. And then
Gotcha.
his daughter was born,
Yep.
and so we didn't end up playing again until early 2018. So a lot of people didn't really know the band existed until early 2018.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, I'm glad y'all are good with those dates like that because, man, it seems like 2020 and 2021 have been a 4-year span. So, I mean, that's great that y'all know the dates and everything that y'all been together, gotten the band going. That's awesome stuff. But, I mean, you two are two talented musicians. I mean, y'all got a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the 270 music scene and the Bowling Green music scene as it is. But I just want to ask each of y'all, what's going on as far as y'all solo projects or other bands that y'all got going on? JD, I'll start with you.
That's good because mine will be quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
My solo stuff is basically just I start out writing songs for Cobros, and if it doesn't, if I don't feel like that we could pull it off, just the two of us, it becomes a solo.
Sure.
Basically.
If two people can't pull it off, one guy.
Yeah. If two people can't pull it off, no one's pulling it off. It's just going on a record.
Okay, gotcha. And I mean, go ahead and plug it in, man. Talk to us about Jalapeno Dynamite, man, because I know that's your big thing, dude.
Well, basically, when the shutdown happened, I've been sitting on a lot of these songs for a decade probably, and Josh inspired me to put some of this stuff out. So I compiled.
No, really, Josh putting out music? I mean, he wouldn't do that, would he?
He did though. He's like, you got to put it out. You got to get it out there. So I literally dropped 3 records in 1 month, and then just keep going. He inspires me to do it.
See, this is a great man right here. He keeps it short and sweet and to the point. I mean, that's awesome stuff, JD. Jalapeno Dynamite. I might as well plug in, too. A new album coming out for Jalapeno Dynamite. Actually came out on the 17th, right?
14th.
14th. Okay, right. Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to have a review coming.
No one cared, so it's fine. 17th's good, too.
Whatever, man. But
wait,
no.
It's still coming out.
Upcoming. Get hyped.
Yeah. But nonetheless, we're going to have a nice little review on In One Ear coming out here pretty soon for that that record. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll get that done here pretty soon. But Josh, I mean, I know it's kind of like, a dictionary length, but you got a lot of stuff going on, man. And just go ahead and plug a few of those things in, if you will.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, Cobros is this band and Bahargam, which is my black metal band.
Right.
Those are the active bands. Everybody trolls me. Oh, you got all the bands. I really only have a couple bands, but it's just a lot of little things, you know.
Sure.
Bahargam, we put out an album in October, and actually this would be the first announcement, I guess. We did a live stream show, and this was in September. It was like the album announcement.
I was in it. Yeah.
We're actually going to release the majority of the audio of that because it was all mic'd up. Everything was like a professional mix. So we got a little label that's going to put that out sometime this spring. I don't know. So I don't think we're going to get another album out until probably next year. Just everybody's kind of in all these different things, but
right.
We get this Cobros album coming out. It's going to be really different for us. It's basically I was working on some. I don't even know what it was. It was just like I almost deleted it because I needed some space.
Really? Okay.
And I sent some stuff to JD, like, you want any riffs out of this? And we took a few, but then he's just like, let me just throw some vocals down and see where it goes. And it's turned into this like 8-song. It's like an industrial album. So it's like all these keyboards. It's like all kinds of we can't
dance to it.
We can't play it. We cannot play it live. Like we would need like 4 other musicians to play it live. So it's why not? We'll just go and throw it out there. If it goes well, maybe we'll recruit people, and we're just kind of maybe we'll work side by side with the 2 different sounds. Chest Rockwell's still kind of a thing, but I've kind of taken it. I think I'll say I've taken it back solo, but the other guys, everybody's doing stuff. I mean, Seth's in Astronauta, Stewie's in Bahargam, and he's got a new thing going. And I kind of had some stuff I wanted to get out there last year, so I put an album out, and I sort of just crapped one out, if that's a safe word to use. The last few months, it's a little bit more of a metal album. I wasn't meaning to do anymore, but it's like that's my most natural style.
I was just bored, so I went ahead and recorded it.
I've been doing that band for long. It's like that's my most natural style, and it was like, you know what? I'll probably always come back to it. I would love the band to actually exist as a band again, but until then, I mean, I'll keep the name alive, I guess.
Sure.
What else? Yeah, I got that Stera project. It's like a symphonic black metal thing. That really was like this spawned out of quarantine. Okay. I was writing some stuff that I thought would maybe be on the next Bahargam album, but since we had just recorded, the guys weren't really wanting to write again, and then it started to go a different direction. Like, it's not so guitar focused, it's more about the synths, and of course Bahargam has no synth. So it was like, I kind of thought, do I pitch it to them and just as a direction change, and ended up just, put it out as its own thing, and I got lucky where like a label picked it up.
Wow,
and
awesome.
It was kind of weird. I pitched it to a friend of mine who's like really into black metal, and he's just like, try this guy, and then that guy was like, well, this isn't my thing, try this guy, and then that guy was like, yes.
Yeah, see, it's the big web, man.
It's weird. It was just like something that just sort of happened, and now it's like, I guess I gotta do more of that.
Right.
Man, we got this Mega Darling thing. It's my fiance and I.
Really?
It's an EDM project.
Oh, okay.
We actually you like that. Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's funny. Like, it's we only got 6 songs. We put an EP out. That was on the 17th, actually. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's where you got the 17th. Yeah. I mean, there were songs we did last year as like singles, but we like, you know what? We'll put it out as an EP so it physically exists as like a, we made a tape. I mean, I guess that's about it.
Is that all, man?
Yeah. I mean, I'm toying around with like, I've got all that 80s stuff that I work on that I did was that 2 years ago I did that? It was like a little EP. It was like some sort of new wave.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was another one. Yeah.
JD was the only guy that liked it. Yeah.
I like all of it.
But like, I wrote a couple like new wave post-punk songs and I was going to do more and it just kind of didn't really go over.
Sure.
And then now I'm looking back at it like I need to stop making like exclusively aggressive music.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta span the horizons.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's good stuff.
It keeps me busy, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff though, y'all. I mean, you talk about EDM, you talk about black metal, you talk about all these influences you're getting. So I mean, we just got to know about like what the influences of Dos Cobros are primarily. Let's find out a little bit about that.
Anger.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, it sounds like you all like a little bit of everything, but in particular Dos Cobros, I mean, the heavy metal, the anger, is that really where it comes from? Do you have like a artist influence or anybody that you really want to be, that you want to kind of strive to be?
I don't know. What would you say?
Man, I mean, I would say the first album sounded like the drummer of Technology versus Horse and the guitarists of the Hungry Years are attempting to play together.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, because I've only written like a handful of the riffs or whatever. I mean, I normally I'm not going to step on JD's toes. He's the guitar player.
Yeah.
For me, I try to write stuff that I think matches what he does. And so it's definitely a punk sound, but we're trying to get a little, I wouldn't say metal, but just darker, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
But I think being a two-piece, it kind of frees us up. Like earlier, we were playing something that the album came out a year ago, and we just keep screwing it up. And it's like, you know what? It's a good thing there's not a third member, because we can kind of bring that back together without notes clashing, you know?
For sure.
So it's just a little bit of like a controlled chaos to some of it.
I know, like, I was kind of frustrated with how everything's so, like, musically seems it's so safe and so just... Let's not hurt anybody's feelings. And I'm like, next band, just before it
never that.
Next band I'm in, I'm just like, screw it. Just I like music that's dangerous.
Yeah, totally, man.
Like, it seems like it had died in the 70s. But a band like Off, like they kind of have that danger thing going on. I don't know. I kind of want to channel that. Then sometimes I want to write pretty music, but I can't do that. It's just what comes out.
Neither one of us can sing very well.
I mean, hey.
So you have to play angry music.
I mean, that's the good thing about, a band like Dos Cobros, like a punk band. I mean, you can just shout into the mic, and it's fun, man. You having a good time. And, I mean, you talk about comparisons and influences. The best way I could describe it is when I'm at y'all shows, it's just raw, loud music, man. And, I mean, it's just y'all are up there having a good time, sweating, belting it out, and it's great. And, I mean, what I said, when I've interviewed you all before and I've reviewed y'all's albums, is it sounds like you're playing it live when you're listening to the album, in itself in the studio. And that's what makes it so great.
Well, we usually record it like that. We just record together.
Right. So, I mean, it sounds, live, raw music. That's kind of what these guys are about. And those are great comparisons and influences. Love to hear about that stuff. But, I mean, we're really going to get to know these two coming up in this next segment. So what we got coming up next is we got a little game segment. We did this a few weeks ago with Girl Tones, where we interviewed Layla and Kinsey Crow, the sisters, and we kind of, got to know them a little bit more and see how well they knew each other. But we're going to see how well the Cobra brothers know each other now. We're going to see about that.
This is where we break up. Let's see what's going on here.
All right, good stuff. We'll find out about that next. But coming up next, we got Kick Rocks and Domestic Punk by Dos Cobros. You're listening to In One Ear Local Music News with Casey Warner and Kendal Hines.
Faded away as a ghost.
All right, I'm back here with Kendal as well as JD Minor and Josh Hines of Dos Cobros. We got a special Cobra Brothers, as y'all like to say, segment. The Cobra Brothers here, JD and Josh.
From the same egg.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, something like that. So we're going to get to see how well these Cobra Brothers know each other, and we're going to ask JD and Josh each 3 questions about the other guy, and we're going to see who knows each other well. Are y'all ready for this?
Oh,
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get this underway, Kendal.
All right, first up, I'm going to be asking JD some questions. We both are about Josh. So, Chess Rockwell, that that he's involved with, how many of those albums has he released?
That's a tough one, man.
Man, that is tough. I want to say 6 or 7.
There you go.
There you go. You got it right. See,
I got most of them.
yeah. See, the cool thing about that question is there was multiple acceptable answers, because when I was asking Josh about this earlier,
Yeah,
he was telling me, it was kind of a complicated answer. You know, he's got 4 that are actually out, maybe 5 if you count another one, maybe 6 if you count another one,
Right.
and then maybe 7 if you count the double EP. So yeah, so he's got so many versions out there, but that's an acceptable answer. So
Yeah.
that's one correct answer for JD there. But yeah, our next question there for you, JD, is what was the first show Josh played that he met you at?
You said you
the
weren't good
first
with
show
dates here.
I played that he met me at.
No, this is for JD. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Show that I played or Josh played?
Okay.
We're trying to get out.
Yeah, no, here. Let me re-ask you the question
lost in the
again.
details.
All right. So, what was the first show Josh played at that he met you at? So he was at a show and you were playing, and you all were both playing, and you all met. So just what comes to the top of your mind when I ask you that?
Well, I met Josh. His brother owned a club called Diggler's way back in the day. We old, so.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I knew Josh. He was in a band called Pimp Slap. But I never saw them live. Probably their last show. So I never saw them play. I don't know if I saw them at Diggler's or not. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But I want to probably.
Gotta dig deep here, man.
And we knew each other then.
hot
We weren't
seat.
like buds or anything. We just knew each other. We were buds right around the time probably of Chess Rockwell. I know we played.
Ooh, he's getting hot. He's getting close.
Played
He's getting real close.
I know the Fountain Square Centers, when I was in that band, we played a garage show, and I feel like that was like one of the beginning days of Chess Rockwell. Because I knew him from a band called, I don't know.
So wait, did you say
gets
garage?
blurred.
Did you say
Yeah,
garage?
it's a garage.
So that's 2 in a row, man. He got it right again. I mean, so the acceptable answer I have down is garage show in 2005 with your band Fountain Square Centers, and I mean that's what you.
Year.
Nailed
Yeah,
both of
you
those,
did. Yeah,
so.
you didn't know the year, but you got the show right with your band. So that's 2 in a row for
He's putting
JD
the
now, man.
heat on
We
me.
got one more question here for JD, and then we're gonna get to Josh.
We're in love. We know- we know things about each other.
Let's see if you can go 3 in a row, man. That'd be impressive.
I'm feeling pressure now.
All right, man. What is Josh's favorite Dos Cobros song to play live?
Oh heck, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just gonna pick my favorite, and it's got to be Kick Rocks.
That's 3 in a row, dude. Hey, man, look, that's a first here on
Look
N1
at
here.
this guy.
Yeah, see, that's
They'll
a first.
share a
So
favorite.
right. So I gotta say, when we interviewed the Crow sisters, they each got 2 out of 3 right, and they tied. So I mean, JD here, he knows you really well,
He
man.
does.
He got 3 in a row right. So I mean, Josh, that's a lot to stack up
No
against
pressure.
right there.
I'm
So-
going for 0.
Yeah. So right. All right. So
Oh,
we're
11.
gonna ask you some questions now, Josh, and let's see what you got.
All right.
All right. First up, what was the first band JD played in?
You know, I actually think I recently learned that because I would associate you with Framed, but I recently learned of another one you did before that. What was it called? Like Space Cowboys or something weird like that?
Oh, you are right, but I did.
Oh,
put that
wait.
when
You got the wrong answer.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say it's
Are you
right
gonna give me that?
since look, the truth is coming out. Now, I had asked JD ahead of time what his first band that he was in, and he said Big Orange Cuda, but
Oh, I forget
there
about
was
that one.
this-
but now that he's thinking about it, see,
That's
this is
on your
good.
Metal Archives
Yeah,
page, I think.
I forgot. That's
This
how
is-
old I am. I forgot my.
This is
first
good
band.
stuff. See, we're digging up stuff about y'all that y'all didn't even know about each other. So I mean,
I know that because I added him to the Metal Archives page, and I was like, man, we're going to flex on him.
Yeah.
give me every band you've ever been in. And this was just like a few months ago. And I'm looking at these like, what band is that?
Yeah.
But I thought that was the earliest
See,
date.
JD didn't even know he was in that band, man.
Is that, are you giving me that? Is that real?
No, that's real.
Okay.
I forgot.
All right. So, all right.
Oh, yeah.
There's one right. You got two more left now, Josh. All right. So,
on.
Next question for you is, what is JD's favorite music venue he's ever played at?
I know he's done some bigger things than I've done, with some of the touring and things like that. I mean, I feel like the safe answer's got to be Tidballs.
Yeah, that's an acceptable answer. There's a few answers on there. We're going to go ahead and say that's right.
You're going to give me one. Okay. If you're giving me freebies, I'll take it.
That's two in a row, man.
Were there
That's
more
pretty
answers
good.
on there?
Yeah, so the acceptable answers were Tidballs, the Masquerade in Atlanta, Pops in St. Louis, or the Rooftop Bar in Austin. So one of those was acceptable. And you said Tidballs.
I would have listed one of those others if I hadn't gone Tidballs, but yeah.
Tidballs is just a classic. I mean,
Yeah.
I was not going to say anything else in this local scene other than Tidballs. That's our favorite place.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, there you go, two in a row. Now,
Oh, boy.
I don't want to, get you hyped up or anything, man. But the pressure's on. This is the last question, and you got two in a row. JD got all three of his. So if you don't get this right, man, you lose. I mean, there's no way around it. You lose, John.
5 for 5. So let's see what we can
You're
do.
speaking to a dude that's only lost, man. Let's
Still
hear
a
it.
winner in my heart.
All right, very last question for Josh. Who is JD's current favorite band or artist?
Outside of me?
Yeah, man. Outside.
Oh, current. I'm going to take a swing with Pearl Jam.
Hey.
Wow, dude. I mean, this is what I wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see here. There was another acceptable answer, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but I mean, butcher's in the word. Les Butcherettes. Is that how you said? Okay, good. That it was either
New to me, baby.
Yeah.
I would have forgot about that.
Yeah, it was either Les Butcherettes or Pearl Jam, and you said Pearl Jam, and like, look at this. Y'all said y'all were hatched from the same egg. Literally hatched from the same egg, because y'all got all three questions right.
There's still an umbilical cord, or however that works.
There's a deal
You
with
can't
Pearl
see
Jam,
it behind
though.
the mic, but it's there.
It has to be the live deals. Like, I like their records, but you just find like a live stream of theirs. That's the best.
Right, totally, man.
They pull you in.
I couldn't agree more, man.
I
But
mean, we were working on doing a Pearl Jam song,
Really?
and that's kind of
Really?
what made me think about that. But I mean, God, it's like there's a lost year. 2 years ago.
Really? Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah, 2 years ago when we did the last Bad Dudes gig, we played with a Pearl Jam tribute band.
Man,
Okay.
And I remember that being like a thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
All right, good stuff. Looks like we got the gears
We
working a little
survived.
bit. We got the gears working here on In One Ear. We got the game segment out of the way. 3 for 3, both guys. A round of applause for y'all. Give y'all.
We just called
Pass
every
them
other
back.
band.
All right. That's awesome though, because we're gonna keep these game segments going here with each episode. Last week we had a little music quiz with Jamie and Josh of Ghost Ranch. Jamie Resch and Josh London, great people there.
Yes.
That was fun. And then we had a little, a sister quiz segment as well a few weeks back with the Crow sisters. So we're gonna keep this game segment going on, and y'all nailed it, y'all. So thank y'all for that.
How do you beat a perfect score?
Exactly.
Can't. You just-
All right. Next segment, though, we're going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to make y'all think a little bit more. We're going to get into,
That last one hurt
what
my brain.
we're going to get into like what the Bowling Green music scene means to y'all, and some of y'all's memories, and deeper things like that. So be prepared for some thoughtful answers. All right.
All right.
All right. Good deal. So coming up next, we got Space Truckin' Through Detroit and Simon Says by Dos Cobros. You're listening to In One Ear Local Music News with Casey Warner and Kendal Hines. I'm back here with Kendal as well as JD Minor and Josh Hines of Dos Cobros, Bowling Green punk duo. Dos Cobros here. They jam it out. They play a lot of great music. Got, what is it, 3 or 4 albums out y'all got now?
Working on 4? Yeah.
Working on 4. So yeah.
We dropped 2 last year.
Right. 3 albums out. They got a 4th coming out here soon. Bowling Green punk band, Dos Cobros. Here's where we're going to get into some stuff about the scene and, you know, what y'all's experiences have been with the scene. And this is going to be some good stuff here. So
let's go. We shit on all the other bands? I
mean, hey, that's up to you. That's
can we say that?
I mean, I guess. Well, the thing is, it's going to be on YouTube, so I mean, you can
I'm
say
not really
that.
Okay.
Can I curse though?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if
keep it a little light.
this is radio, are you going to edit that?
Yeah, I mean, for the radio version, but that's the cool thing is for
I'll dial it back.
Yeah, for the podcast version,
Well,
we
if I would
can.
have known, I could say whatever.
We personally don't mind. But
Right.
Somebody might.
Changes everything.
All right. So, first question I got for you all is, how do local musicians and Kentucky musicians influence you all in what you do?
You want that one first?
Yeah.
Told you it was going to get deep, man. You got to think. Just think about all the bands you've seen, you know, locally, and all the Kentucky musicians that have made it big. I mean, like, just for example, like Cage the Elephant. They're Bowling Green's, you know tippy top. Yeah, I mean, y'all know them. And think about those bands and what they mean to y'all and how they influence you all to keep going.
The show can be done out of a little town like Bowling Green.
Exactly.
That is true. I went to high school with those guys.
Yeah, it's all inspiring. I mean, all the different genres of music that come out of this town. No bands alike. Everybody kind of shares the same drive.
I mean, it's interesting watching like everybody in the same community, how they all have their own thing that they're doing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's not like everybody's doing the exact same sound. So it's like, why is that guy into this and this chick's into that or whatever? And I mean, to me, that's more, I guess, a personal thing where it's like, you know, I want to learn EDM. I want to learn black metal, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, we actually have black metal here. A lot of people probably wouldn't think about that, but we do.
No.
And so I think a lot of it to me is just like, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? And what can I get into my arsenal from what they're doing?
Totally. That's a great answer. And I mean, other than that, we kind of just also want to get to, you know, like what it is, what does it like really mean to be in the scene for y'all? And Kendall's going to go ahead and ask y'all that.
Yeah, I mean, Casey kind of nailed it for me. What is you know, what do you guys really like about being in the scene and kind of relationships that you've formed? I mean, I'm sure it's made you better people, better musicians along the way. What does that kind of mean to you?
I think it's amazing. It's like having a home. I'm not. I mean, I live in Tennessee and I've dabbled in that scene, but I don't know. I just wonder if it would be different. I just don't think it would be the same if I grew up in Tennessee in that scene like I did in Bowling Green.
Right.
Just I don't know. It's
very
just
close
it's just
to home.
It's great to be able to play tid balls where there's a crowd. Like I don't know. It's just that's not every scene has that where there's people who are going to be at your show and support you.
Yeah, other musicians around that want to see you do good.
I think one of the interesting things about it is like knowing people in bigger cities. It's almost like it's so big that it can't possibly be that tight knit.
Right.
You know, it's not like we're tiny. You know, we're not someplace Brownsville or whatever. You know, but it's just, you know, I'm not nothing wrong with Brownsville. I'm just saying like we're bigger than that, but we're not Nashville. And I think when you have a level like this, it's like you can do enough things, do different things, but everybody still knows each other and is still supportive. Like, I mean, watching the shutdown is kind of like the best example of like everybody came together. We did all these collaborations, all this weird stuff, the live streams and everything. I mean, they're doing that Masked Singer thing at Tid Balls tonight. And I think, you know, like my brother lives in Denver and he's in a punk band and he's just like, it is not like that out here. You think Denver would be like, you know, it's huge. Yeah. But like watching the live streams that we did here, like just other places aren't doing that. And so there's that community here that I think is probably a more special thing than maybe people realize.
Sure.
But I mean,
how many scenes just love a bar so much? Like don't want to see it fail.
Like we'll do anything to.
It would be sad if that was gone. I don't know. I think the scene would crumble if there was no Tid Balls. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, we've suffered some losses here, you know, like
of course, everybody has.
And when you look at that, it's like how everybody came together. Like, you know, a couple of my best friends are dead. You know, and like nobody's gonna let people forget that here.
Sure.
You know, and it's people that we know because of the music scene.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure that's probably a familiar story anywhere. But.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, you all talk about how it's so tight knit in the community and whatnot, and you all a lot of the musicians here know each other real well and have spent good times together. And speaking of those good times, there's got to be a favorite memory for each of you all being in the scene, and that's kind of what I want to get into now. Is if there's one thing or one memory that sticks out to you about being in the scene since you've each been involved, what is that?
Man, there's a lot. Not too many bad memories.
Right. You got to pick one, though. What is it?
I guess just playing shows, man. Like,
but what's one?
What's one? I mean, there's got to be one, dude.
I don't know, man. I think of shows when I was in the Hungry Years and people would sing the words back.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that'll
Great
happen
feeling.
eventually for Cobros. Just gotta play.
Yeah.
Bridget sings them back.
That's true. Yes. I don't know, man. Like, just playing the shows, I guess. Really meeting new friends and not realizing you made new friends till the next time. You're
Right.
Like, hey, man, what's up? You're like, who are you? Oh yeah.
Okay.
And they got proof now because they got cameras on their phone.
Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, as a Bowling Green resident, I hate that it happened with. It took me playing in a cover band to do it, but playing live on the not live on the lot. Live on the lot's awesome. Playing concerts in the park.
Yeah.
Peter the Freshman. It was my '90s cover band. We kind of split up last year. We may get back together now that things are calming down. I don't really know, but anyway, it was a '90s cover band. It spun out of Chess Rockwell, whatever. Living here, concerts in the park was always like a thing. It's for my entire life, but it's always those like top 40 cover bands or whatever. And we got on the one in 2017, and it was just like on the stage looking at it, just like a sea of Bowling Green residents, and most of them I don't know because it's an older crowd or whatever. That was one of my favorite moments, and specifically we were playing the Smashing Pumpkins 1979.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm like singing
Nice.
that, and I'm looking out, and it's like getting dark, whatever, and it's like, man, I'm never gonna forget this.
Yeah.
As a Bowling Green resident, that moment meant a lot.
That's
Of
such a
course.
great feeling. Just
It
knowing,
really was.
knowing that that's gonna stick with you.
Yeah, it felt like I'm in that video for that song or something
Right,
now.
yeah.
Like my whole life of playing music. Unfortunately, it took a cover band, but that's what
Yeah.
that show is. You don't have a lot of originals on that the concerts in the park, but either way,
Yeah.
it was
I agree with that. I was in a Rage Against the Machine tribute band. That's probably the
Nice.
biggest show
Yeah.
I played in.
That's
Tidballs
awesome.
too. So yeah, I feel you. But it was awesome too. Okay. Yep.
Awesome. Well, as we start kind of wrapping up here, we got to know, what record label are you all signed with right now with Dos Cobros? Anybody?
Yeah. Who could it be?
I mean, signed with. We self-release a lot of stuff under a label that we do together called Snow Wolf.
Yeah.
We've worked with it's a lot of stuff we either are directly currently affiliated with or were in the past, but we have branched out a little bit and gotten lucky with some other bands. But we are pitching this album around so far, no takers. We're a punk band, but this new album is definitely not a punk album. It's this industrial cyberpunk kind of thing. So pitching it to a punk label, it's kind of like, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're working on another album that sounds exactly like our other regular, Cobros stuff. So we haven't had any luck. So we're kind of just doing it on our own. But we got our Snow Wolf label we stick on there, man.
Awesome.
So,
What about, people want to know where they can find you on social media and, get news about that new album coming out and, how we can listen to your music.
we are on all the things.
All of them.
Yeah, just
all of the things.
Spotify, Bandcamp, Facebook,
Instagram. We don't do Twitter. I think there is a Twitter.
I put some videos on TikTok.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Please tell me, just like, I put a new video on Facebook.
I did an experiment. I'll put up videos from YouTube onto Facebook, two views. I put a video up on TikTok. It was real basic, just photos in like 15 seconds of a song. 300 views.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, Kendal will be the first to tell you that's the move right now. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
TikTok's the way to go.
Absolutely.
I just discovered TikTok. It's pretty entertaining.
It is
We're
Probably the
dads.
most entertaining.
Well,
Yeah,
You can spend
absolutely.
hours on there, but yeah, that's a really
that's
good
real
way
life.
to get your music and all your, all your stuff out there. So awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna have future videos on TikTok.
Yeah, just Dos Cobros. Everybody wants to call us Dos Cobras.
Those
It's
Cobras,
Dos
yeah.
Cobros.
Right.
all
Bros,
around.
man.
Yeah, look that up on all the things.
We have a .com, all that stuff.
Yeah. I guess that's the best
You
thing.
can just Google it. It's
Right.
It's all over.
Uh-huh.
There's no reason why you couldn't find it for sure.
Everybody relies on Bandcamp.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
the second album we put out last year, it was half covers, half a live album. and we had the hardest time getting that on anything.
Yeah,
because of the covers and the rights issues and all that. I'm just like, man, I've uploaded stuff under a different service before, and I changed the title of the song.
Yeah.
And it passes. They're clearly not checking. But, so that one album is on Bandcamp or physical only. But everything else is on all the streaming stuff.
Sure. And I mean, I might as well plug into that y'all's, physical stuff. Mellow Mats, hard copies, you can always get it there. And I've seen, your new project, Star, you put that at Mellow Mats the other day, didn't you?
It's at Mats and hard copies both. I mean, that was kind of a trip, just because of how crazy that kind of blew up. I've only got a couple CDs left, and then the label that did the tapes, they've got some, I guess.
Yeah.
I've only got a few, so I took one to each store because I'm like, I'm probably going to need some. I mean, there's not going to be live shows because it's a solo thing, but I'd like to still have some for, online or whatever. But the local store's got everything. I mean, Matt's actually has a copy of the record.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Of the Emulsifier record.
Nice.
There's only like a couple of those still out there.
Okay. Yeah.
But otherwise, all the CDs and tapes, man, for you guys that like your clutter.
Hey, I'm telling you, I got my whole collection, man.
Casey's going to be down there tomorrow getting that new album for real.
I hate Spotify, man, so...
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't make any money off of it, dude.
No.
I mean, they're just robbing y'all musicians. It's a shame. But, I mean, that's why I always plug in the physical copies at Mellow Mats and hard copies, because not only, the physical copies support you all more, but it's supporting local business, too. And, I mean, that's what I'm about at the end of the day. So, those physical copies you can pick up at Mellow Mats and hard copies, and that's about all we got, y'all. I mean, that was a great interview. I mean, the game segment, y'all know each other really well, and y'all got a lot of stuff going on. So, I mean, it's really English. We could talk for hours, but, I mean, we slimmed it down into about 30 minutes, and y'all did a really good job. So, I appreciate y'all coming in.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. That was good stuff.
You can't quit me.
No, there's no separating these two Cobra brothers right here.
No, man, it's like that twin thing, like
right there you go.
Answer each other's questions.
All right, well, there you have it. J.D. Minor and Josh Hines of the Bowling Green punk band Dos Cobros. They each got their own stuff going on. Check them out on social media. Check them out. Mellow Mats, hard copy, Spotify, Bandcamp, you name it. Coming up next, we got Blue by Jalapeno Dynamite and Saudade by Josh Hines. You've been listening to In One Ear Local Music News with Casey, Warner, Kendal on, and J.D. and Josh of Dos Cobros.
They cover me with you. They shower me in blue. When I said hello to you, I felt the drug of new. It's washing over me like day into night. 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 I can't stop this thing that is colorful and bright like the day before night. And said, oh, blue, like blood without light, without sight. Oh, blue, like the way that I feel when I'm not with you. It's washing over me like day into night. It's washing over me like day into night. It's washing over me like day into night. them of me. What's to be done with everything? I've had enough of the endless. I got enough of it and I cannot breathe. Poison flowing through my veins, with everything inside of me, but still I cling. I can't take it back anymore. I can't take it back, the deed is done. Can't ask for anything more. All that's left is a place in the sun. When the moment comes, as the moment slips away, everything goes up in flames. Everything goes up in flames. When the moment comes, as the moment slips away, everything goes up in flames. Everything goes up. Thoughts are shifting constantly. My body's drifting and I'm so scared. I'm so